Council meeting to order. First, I will read a statement. Public notice is hereby given that this will occur electronically without the anchor location in accordance with the Utah Code 524-07 due to the infectious disease COVID-19 novel coronavirus. The chair has determined that conducting the meeting with an anchor location presents substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at the anchor location because of physical distancing measures may be difficult to maintain in the Murray City Council chambers. So with that, we'll start the meeting, and the first is the Pledge of Allegiance. And with everything that's going on in the world and in the country, I wanted to give it myself. So if everybody will put their hands over their hearts and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next, we have special recognition. Murray City Council Employee of the Month, Danny Hansen, Senior IT Technician, Brett Hales, and Rob White presenting.
Look at that. Those, I was going to say, you look good in those, in that black bandana, Danny. Danny, you there?
Yep, I'm here. Thank you, Brett.
I made Danny talk. I had to have him say something because he doesn't want to say anything, but we're going to get him to say something else. But Danny, this is exciting. We're excited to be able to do this for you. We're excited that Rob submitted your name, and as a council, it's we've been doing this for quite a few years for Employee of the Month, and it's a privilege to be able to do this, and especially because I know Danny quite well, and he is saved. I know I can speak for Diane, and she'll say that he has saved Diane and my life many times on our iPads, and I'm sure many others on the council and others in the IT department. But Danny is just a great guy. He's a great employee. He's always willing to do whatever. And I won't go into what Rob's going to say, but just I know Danny's been here over 20 years. How many years, Danny?
Full-time and part-time plus together 22. Yeah.
22 years, and he's 25 years old, so I don't know how that happened, but anyway, so 22 years, and so this is an honor for the council to be able to present Danny with the Hansen with the Employee of the Month, and Rob's going to present this certificate to you with your name and all that, and then we're going to put your name on forevermore on the council chambers and on a plaque, and more importantly, anything, we're going to give you that $50 to spend how you want. But thanks, Danny, and the council will say some things later, but thanks from the council for all that you do for the city and also for all you do for the council to help us get through our woes on a daily basis with our iPad problems. So anyway, you're awesome, and I know he can't wait to talk because Danny loves to give speeches. You know, that's the great thing about Danny. There's no pomp circumstance about Danny. He's just a good guy, a good employee, willing to do whatever it takes. So without further ado, thanks, Danny, and we'll turn the time over to Rob.
Oh, thank you, Brett. Thank you, council members. I appreciate the opportunity, Mayor, to present Danny with this Council Employee of the Month. He's been awesome to work with. He's gone out of his way so many times for us. And when it came time for the Fire Station 81 to be built, he's the one that took that project and coordinated all of the installation of all of the wiring, communications, the switching, even the phone system. But he's done a lot more, and I'd like to read this. Ryan wrote this for him, and I know he's watching online right now. While the fire department was moving into the new fire station, Danny worked with ATD, Tri-City Alarms, and others to coordinate the network and alarm system and wiring for the building. He then moved and connected every PC and every device by himself using his excellent wire management skills in our switch room and did an amazing job. Danny also installed the Versaterm on all the fire departments and assisted them with going live. He worked with all of the fire department PCs to get that accomplished. And then as the pandemic has changed in some of the ways that we do things, the Senior Recreation Center moved some of their programs to a virtual platform. Danny has been a great help in making this transition by coordinating and assisting the installation of all the additional equipment and assisting the seniors. Danny is, like I said, he's great to work with. He does a lot of things behind the scenes. He doesn't like a lot of recognition. So calling him out on this is kind of fun. We in IT, we're a pretty tight-knit group, and we work together a lot on a lot of projects, and it's been a lot of fun to bring him over. He started in the library and just working in the library as one of the assistants, and then he became an IT kind of assistant there and took on the technician. And then he applied for the job here in IT, and we brought him over, and it's been great. How long have you been with us now?
A couple of years, yeah.
Like 5 years? 5 years now. So he's been with us a long time. I can't say enough about him. He's just great. And so with that, I also get to give you the gift card that Brett normally gives, and say thank you very much. Appreciate it. And Danny, we open the platform for you to speak now.
Well, thanks everybody. Thanks Rob. Thanks council members. Thanks to everybody out there. I just want to say hi to my dad, Paul, and his wife, Jenny, and my mom out there out in TV land. Hi, Becky. So yeah, it's been a long journey getting to where I'm at in life. You know, lots of people got me to where I am. You know, Sharon Williams back at the Murray Library gave me a chance. Just some punk kid, you know, applied for a job, and she gave me a chance, and look where I'm at now. You know, it's been a long journey. You know, other guys like Danny O'Rourke has helped me along the way with getting one of the first public computer labs set up in the whole entire state of Utah, and he let me help him out getting that set up, and you know, it just led me down this journey to be in the IT department, working with Rob and Ryan, Trong, Isaac, and Sam, and everybody. It's been great. So looking forward to the next adventure, and it's been lots of fun, and it's going to be a good, fun ride in the future too. So thanks everybody
for all the work for the new city hall we get to do.
Yep, and everything else. We'll take care of business.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to present this.
Danny, can I say something, Brett? The first time I met you, Danny, was at the library, and whenever I'd come in, you were always so friendly, and I figured nobody knew who I was, but you always greeted me and made me feel special. You're just one of those people that I really appreciate, and I'm so glad you work for Murray. You're wonderful. So thanks for always helping me with, as Brett said, with my iPad, because you're great.
Well, we thank
Congratulations.
You. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anybody else?
It's been nice to get to know you before the pre-pandemic, and then I recognize you in the hall even with your mask when I'm there in the office. So I appreciate that you always say hi and you recognize who we are, even though we're new. So you know, you've always been so friendly and so helpful, and I know you help a lot with the council. So I'm glad you were recognized and we were able to do that for you. And you know, here's to 20, 30 more years with the city.
Thank you.
You found your home.
Yep.
All right. And thanks also, because my iPad runs because of you and other people in your department. And one thing, you've always got a smile on your face. What you're thinking behind that smile when you see us coming towards you with our iPad, I probably don't want to know, but you always have a smile. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, guys.
You betcha. Thank you. All right, we'll move on. The next one is a little bittersweet. Consider a joint resolution of appreciation for Janet M. Lopez, Executive Director for Murray City Municipal Council. Diane.
Boy, I'll say bittersweet. This is tough, but believe me, Jan, you deserve it. Okay, this is the resolution number R21-05. Be ready for lots of whereases. Whereas Janet M. Lopez began her tenure at Murray City on August 26, 2007 as the executive secretary to the City Council, was appointed the executive director in 2012, and will retire on 29, 2021 after over 13 years of dedicated service to Murray City. And whereas it is fitting that the mayor and members of the City Council recognize those who in their years of work in the City Council office have performed with extraordinary dedication and exceptional skill. And whereas over the course of her career, Jan consistently and generously shared her unique gift for organization, along with her skill for research and analytical thinking, to ensure that the City Council had all of the information it needed for sound legislative decision-making across a wide range of critical issues. And whereas Jan was instrumental to the coordination and implementation of online City Council packets, providing more transparency to Murray City government. And whereas during her tenure in the council office, Jan further brought the advantages of technology to the City Council office through digitizing and scanning council records. And whereas Jan is an individual of great integrity, genuine compassion, and a true sense of principle, and an individual who was blessed with a determined insistence on perfection. And whereas Jan has been a committed and dedicated public servant and has worked tirelessly and cooperatively to guide and support the City Council in the promotion of the well-being of residents of Murray City. And whereas over the course of her tenure as Executive Council Director, and our council members can relate to this, Jan has been a therapist, teacher, confidant, referee, advisor, journalist, historian, chauffeur, mind reader, researcher, policy wonk, interpreter, cartographer, leader, role model, mentor, and friend to 15 council members. And whereas from the very beginning and continuing through her entire tenure, including through a worldwide pandemic, Jan has set the bar high for conducting City Council business in a professional and dignified atmosphere, giving attention to every detail and ensuring that the public is informed of meetings and is able to observe and participate. And whereas Jan has served the Murray City Municipal Council with grace and wisdom. Whereas the mayor and City Council reluctantly, and with a bit of sadness, I think it's a lot of sadness, acknowledge that the time has come to say goodbye to a cherished friend who has chosen to walk the path of retirement. And whereas the mayor and City Council should express heartfelt best wishes to Jan and her beloved husband, Roland, and for a richly rewarding next chapter of life upon her retirement from Murray City. And whereas Jan will enjoy time with her family, her husband Roland, her son Richard, her daughter Teresa, and her 2 grandchildren Kennedy and Brixton, as well as friends Barbara and Maddie, and extended family, and with more time. Jan can now attend the biannual siblings-only wine tours more frequently. Now, therefore, as the Mayor and Murray City Municipal Council, we hereby express, 1, our sincere appreciation, praise, and congratulations to Janet M. Lopez upon her retirement after over 30 years of dedicated and exemplary service to the Murray City Municipal Council, and for the time and energy devoted to serving the community, and wish her all the best in her retirement. Number 2, our sincere appreciation to Jan's husband, Roland, and to other family members and friends for the many Tuesday evenings when Jan was not at home because she was attending city council meetings, providing a reassuring presence to city council members. Mayor, is there anything you would like to add? Got you mid-drink.
Thank you for the opportunity to Council Chair. I had the opportunity of working with Janet both as a council member and then, of course, as mayor, and just want to wish her the best. I mean, we're all envying her just a little bit right now. That's the goal, right? Is to be able to get out and do things that you want to do with your family and friends, and so. Jan, from the mayor and the mayor's office, we certainly wish you the best in your endeavors in the future. Did Diane freeze up?
She may have.
I think she did.
Might be a good time for her speech. I don't know.
Maybe that's what she's doing. Does anyone else want to speak while we're waiting for Diane to come back?
Dale, I have some comments if you would like for me to go ahead. I hope that you could humor me as I jotted down a few things to share.
Please go ahead.
And this is a time of mixed emotions. Mayor, thank you for your comments, and I want to thank you all for that wonderful resolution. I'm amazed, and overwhelmed with what you put together there, and it's very touching for me. And I want to thank Patty and Jennifer. I know they both worked really hard on that in conjunction with GL. So working for Murray City has been such a rewarding experience, and mostly the people. It's a pleasure to be associated with so many amazing people who are dedicated servants in their own right. And I know I'll miss you all dearly, at least for the first week or two. I feel a close connection with each council member that I have worked with over the last 13 years. We've lost 2 of them, but I think 13 still remain, and I hope that I'll be able to see each one soon. I have a great respect for all the dedication and commitment of council members. Yours is not an easy job, and I was always grateful that I could provide information, support, be a sounding board, and carry on endless discussions on issues, but that you were the ones making the difficult decisions. I'd like to mention our Murray City Department directors because they're all great to work with. And it's really been sad over the last year that although I see the people in City Hall, those of you that work in other buildings, we just haven't been able to carry on, a social relationship along with our meetings as we had in the past. So I just want you to know that the council and I depend on you. You have extensive knowledge and experience and lots of patience with us at times too. GL, thank you for your advice and counsel over the years. You've helped me through many a rough time. And Rob, I appreciate your technology assistance and friendship, and we'll miss you. Kim Fong, you do a great job, and the library is lucky to have you and I know you're appreciated by Murray residents. Brenda, thanks for all your work and expertise in financial matters. Robin and Melinda, I wish you much success in the future. You have big responsibility in both of your positions. And Craig and John, what a challenge you have had this past year. Administrations and COVID emergencies, and you have handled it all and led your staff with excellence. Danny and Kim, it has been a pleasure working with each of you as you took over your new assignments and have led your departments with experience and wisdom. Blaine, and I have to always add Greg with Blaine because they're kind of a twosome, they go together. And I sincerely appreciate your guidance and your education in all the power issues. Your record speaks for itself, and I wish you a bright future. Blair, it was such a pleasure working with you as a council member, and I'm happy that as mayor that we've had this time to associate more. And you have shared a wealth of information with me and with the council, and I appreciate that. And Doug and Jennifer, I'm so grateful for all of your help in coordinating activities between the council and the administration, and for your help in assisting me with many, many citizen questions and complaints. There are so many city employees that have played a part in what we do in the council office, and I couldn't name all of you individually, but I just want you to know that I thank you all and I appreciate you all. You're all dedicated servants to the public, and I'm grateful to have been a part of the success of Murray City. Murray has a special identity in the Valley and a special place in my heart. I can't say enough praise for my staff. Patty has been with me for 5 years and anticipates my every need. She will be a great help to you, Jennifer. And Connie helped us for over the last year preparing documents, shredding, and scanning endlessly so that when it comes time to move to City Hall, we don't have to move all these file cabinets in my office. Jennifer, I wish you the very best in your career in the council office. It's a demanding and yet rewarding position at the same time. I have great confidence in you and know you will continue to take the council forward in some new areas that we have discussed and identified together. Kat and Rosalba, what a first year you have had as council members. It's been very out of the ordinary, but you've handled it well, and I know you both have great political futures. Brett, Dale, and Diane, each of you have been with me a while longer, and you're very special people, loyal to Murray City, and I wish you continued success. And I expect us to keep in touch because I think that we're friends first and work associates second. I am looking forward to more time with my husband, Roland, with Teresa and Richard, Kennedy and Brixton. We're hoping to do some travel and be able to share lots of experiences together. And I will make those wine tours with my extended family as well. So thank you for 13 very memorable years. I love you all. Thanks.
Well, if there's a dry eye in the house, I can't see it. Diane, do you want to take over or you?
Yeah, it kicked me out. So I was incommunicado for a while there. I'm glad to be back. Oh my goodness. I guess now we just have to adopt the resolution. So I'll put it back to you.
Do I have a motion to adopt the resolution?
I would love to do that. If I can get to the right area here on that. Excuse me. I'd like to move that we approve a joint resolution of appreciation to Janet M. Lopez, Executive Director for the Murray City Municipal Council.
Do I have a second?
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Brooke?
Ms. Dominguez,
Aye.
Ms. Turner,
Reluctantly, aye.
Mr. House,
Aye.
Ms. Martinez,
Thank you. And aye.
Mr. Cox.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Jan, for all your service. And good luck with your future. I know you're going to have fun.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Thanks, Jan. You've been wonderful. You've been my partner in crime for a lot of years, and just appreciate you. You talked about being a soundboard, and you've been wonderful for me to be able to bounce ideas off, and your knowledge was amazing. It is amazing, but with your real estate background and everything, you were wonderful and be able to work with. Right now, 5 different personalities, but over the years, 15, was it 13 or 15 council members? 15? Yeah. Anyway, that's a tough job to have to be able to put up with 15 council members. Anyway, you know my love and appreciation for you, and I just really, really appreciate all that you've done for all of us, but especially for me. I wouldn't be where I am today if it hadn't been for your assistance and help. So thank you, and look forward to lots of lunches with you.
Thanks, Brad.
That's for sure. Jan, you're my favorite Texan, and you know I've always had a bias. Never thought I would really appreciate a Texan, but you're awesome. And we're going to miss you. We're going to miss you so much, but I know I'll see you again and again and again. So thanks for everything you've done.
Thanks, Diane.
You're truly wonderful.
I just want to say thank you for the last 6 to 7 months, Jan. You were a tremendous help, and really your knowledge and your professionalism in the last year has been so wonderful to have on the council and keeping us really steady. I can't say it enough. I'm about to tear up because I think you were so helpful to me and so helpful for the council. And I think under these circumstances, we were very lucky to have you. And it's a huge loss, but I just want you to know there's always a place here for you in some fashion, some form, and you're always welcome to come back to a council meeting if you're bored. I know you won't, but
thank you. Oh, I might surprise you.
That's good. But thank you so much for everything personally.
Thanks.
All right, I will reluctantly move on. Thank you, Jan, for everything you've done, and enjoy. You're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy things. Life will change, and it'll be for the better. So I'll move on to citizen comments. Do we have any, Jennifer?
We do. We have quite a few, actually. We have 2 live citizen comments that we'll start with, and then Jan, myself, and Patty will rotate through the other comments we received prior to the meeting. So first in citizen comments is Bill Strong. So Bill, you can go ahead and unmute and give your comment.
Okay, thanks, Jennifer. And I just want to say thanks to Jan too. She's been a really nice person to work with whenever I've had questions about Murray City. And good luck in your retirement. Anyway, my comment concerns this beekeeping ordinance that you guys are the council thinking about modifying. And I don't think this is a good idea, and I'm kind of surprised that you're revisiting it again because 2-3 years ago that you guys voted it down, that you wouldn't expand it any further than it currently is. And I still think it's a bad idea. And the main reason why is a couple of reasons. One, a lot of the lot sizes in Murray are really small. And so whatever anybody does on their lot is really going to impact their neighbors. And so secondly, chickens in summertime, they stink a lot. And I know from personal experience because I worked 3 different summers on my uncle's farm. And so I know what it's like to have stinky chickens around. And so if someone's got chickens in the lot next to me, and in my neighborhood, all the lots are small, it's going to negatively impact me. And so I think it would be best if we just left the ordinance the way it is. Like I said, it's already been addressed in the past, and I don't really see any need to modify it moving forward. So if and when you guys do vote on this, I hope you vote it down. I just think it's a bad idea. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Next up will be Kylie Cooper.
Hello. So first off, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to comment this evening, and I will be sharing a comment on being in favor of the creation for the Diversity and Inclusion Task Force, which I believe you are voting on tonight as a City Council. And it has been inspiring to watch this project unfold. And now more than ever, I think we are all dreaming of living in a unified country. But that sense of unification and community must start here in our neighborhoods, in our cities. And I believe that everyone here in Murray City deserves a voice. And through the creation of a Murray City Diversity and Inclusion Task Force, I believe that we can make Murray City feel like a true and safe home for all. Through my efforts as Ms. Murray to implement my social impact initiative, which is End the Culture War through promoting unity, I have seen and felt the support of the citizens here in our community, and they are ready for this. I look forward to seeing what this task force will do for our community if voted in favor of tonight. Thank you.
Okay, and then the next comment will be read by Jan.
Okay. And this comment is from Sherm and Marianne Ross, and they live at 875 Silver Shadows Drive in Murray. During the past few years, we have experienced an increase in property crimes in our neighborhood. The Extended Stay Motel on Winchester, along with the James Point Apartments and the Crystal Inn, bring in a more transient population, which increases the local property crime. We are not opposed to the mixed-use zoning change, but would request an exception be made to the master plan to allow condominiums rather than apartments. This would be an upgrade to the property along with lessening the transient population that apartments cater to. Your consideration of this request would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, and then Patty, you have the next one.
Okay, this is a comment from Scott Reading. Hope you had an enjoyable holiday season. I'm writing this email to each of you to express my concerns about the direction Murray City seems to be taking. It seems the Murray I grew up with is rapidly disappearing. I am referring to the development of high-density housing, and if rumors are true, the soon-to-be development of high-rise apartments in the city. It seems that if there's a vacant piece of land, more apartments and/or condos are being built. I also have to wonder where all the water is coming from to supply all the high-density housing. Oh yeah, have you seen your water bill lately? Equally concerning is the rate at which utilities and taxes seem to be rising. Yes, I know you will probably respond by saying we are still lower than surrounding areas. Haven't fact-checked that. But when it comes to taxes and utility rates, maybe it's not such a good idea to keep up with the Jones. Quite frankly, I am very concerned at the direction this administration and council seems to be taking Murray City and its residents. I have spoken with a few others, not many, but a few, who have the same concerns. I'm quite certain that this will fall on deaf ears as each administration and council I have their own agendas, but thanks for letting me vent. A lifelong Murray resident, Scott Reading.
The next comment we have is from Doug Brown. I am concerned about rezoning to MU. My questions and concerns are as follows. In light of all the calls to the police department for many types of problems at the Extended Stay Motel, Crystal Inn, and even the James Point Apartments, and the increased break-ins in our neighborhood adjacent to them, why do you want to change zoning to be able to build more low-income apartments and bring more problems to our corner of Murray? How many does Murray police get called on around the Fireclay Apartments and the areas around them? How do we, as long-term residents, stop the building of these apartment complexes that will increase not only traffic on an already busy street, but will bring in unwanted crime? I do not want this here. This will drop the value of my property, increase crime, and cause more pollution and problems here. You will have to hire more bus drivers to move kids to school in the morning and evenings. I have spent my whole life working to keep my neighborhood clean and safe for my family and those of my neighbors around me. I am not against progress. I am against reckless progress and city managers not looking out for all of your fellow Murray residents. The tax revenue will not outweigh the cost of getting the tax revenue. This is a lose-lose choice. Thank you, Doug Brown. Jan? You're on mute.
Thank you. This is from Ryan Polak, and he is president and CEO of the Utah Power Credit Union, whose headquarters building has been located at 957 East, 6600 South for just over 10 years. I appreciate the efforts of the Economic Development Department and the council in bringing new businesses to the city while considering impacts to residents and businesses. My comments are regarding the proposed change in zoning from general commercial to mixed use for properties located at 861 East Winchester Street and 6520, 6550, 6580 South, 900 East. The current traffic in and leading to the intersection of 900 East and Winchester Street at 6600 South is severe. Over the last few years, particularly during afternoon rush hour, cars accessing I-215 can back up on 6600 South nearly to 900 East. There are safety issues as a result of this traffic, both for pedestrians and motorists. Increased traffic will significantly affect the accessibility to businesses in this corridor. Second, there has also been an increase in crime in this area, mostly due to Studio 6 Motel east of our building. We have had to call the police countless times in the last year, and while I am very pleased with the police department and the officers once they respond, there have been many times when the officer is not available to respond during a security incident. I am concerned that adding this many housing units will stretch the resources of the police department even further and negatively impact the overall safety and security of current residents and businesses. Before a decision is made on this amendment, I urge you to conduct extensive analysis regarding the impact this development will have on traffic, security, safety, other city services, and resources, and create a thorough action plan to mitigate these risks. Thank you for all you do in making Murray City a very favorable place to do business.
Patty has the next two comments.
Okay, this one is from Verl Greenhall. Please do not change or amend the general plan from commercial to mixed use, nor amend the zone map from CD to MU concerning the property known as RC Willey, located at 56 East Winchester and adjacent property along 900 East. I recognize the Planning Commission's concern over having another big box building sitting vacant and finding another tenant using the same buildings could prove futile. However, by changing the general plan and zoning map to mixed use, the potential of medium to high density housing being placed there is probable. With a mixed-use zone, multifamily housing could be placed within 10 feet of adjacent properties and be 45 feet high. That would cause a great disadvantage to the Murray City residents that have homes along the north and west boundaries of this property. Our home would lose all view of the mountains and very little sky, maybe 5 feet. I realize that may sound like an exaggeration, but please take a site visit to our home to verify how realistic 5 feet is. As Murray City Public Works will verify, the stormwater drainage system is insufficient to handle the existing load, let alone any additional pressure put on the system. As is, where there is a high rate per minute rainstorm, the RC Willey parking lot acts like a catch basin and a to the system. With small, medium, and high density housing, that detention effect would be lost. Leaving the master plan as is would still allow an alternate development of the said property using the conditional use alternative. By changing the plan, as long as the developer meets the conditions of change zoning, they would have a legal right to build whatever the zone allows. This takes all citizen input away. I think if there is at least 75 feet of buffer from the existing homes and commercial properties of the stormwater system is addressed, some multi-family housing could be located on the property. However, if the code is changed, any chance for public comment on the future development would be lost. As an alternative, a nice neighborhood park graded to perform the stormwater detention element, and some joint tenant fooderies along 900 East and Winchester would add to the neighborhood and Murray City as a community. A concept that is now showing some big promise is to have several small attached commercial units where mobile food trucks can bring their custom cuisine to sell to the public. This kind of concept would blend very well with the existing zoning and provide greater tax dollars to Murray City than property tax for multifamily housing. Please vote no on the proposed rezoning. Thank you. And then the next one is from Joe Hollick, and he says, as a homeowner on the northeast corner of the RC Willey property, I would like to state as public comment for the Murray City Council agenda item that I agree with Verl Greenhall's attached comments, and that is the one I just read. So he's in agreement with that previous comment.
Okay, the next comment is from Carrie Roberts. Hello, I would like my comments added to the record regarding residential chickens. Residential chickens benefit our communities in many ways. Chickens are opportunistic omnivores, which is great for eating both weeds in yards, invasive bugs, and mice, moles, and voles. The cute noises that chickens make are no more evasive than any other wild bird found in our neighborhoods. Hens rarely make loud noises and mostly make quieter clucks. Louder noises made by a hen would be an alarm for predators, and the owner would want to check on their flock and ensure their enclosures are predator-proof. Residential chickens produce eggs with increased nutrition value when compared to factory eggs. Chickens' excrement is amazing for composting and is a nutrient-rich source for gardens and flower beds. A well-kept chicken area shouldn't cause a smell for neighbors. Chicken coops have an odor, but only when approaching the coop or harvesting eggs. There are many natural and chemical products to be added to coops to scent the coop and get rid of the mites. Chickens do not draw insects or pests due to their opportunistic omnivorous nature. In other words, bugs or mice that try to eat chicken feed will be eaten. Wild birds may snack on chicken feed, however, chickens will rarely mess with other flighted birds as they are not seen as a threat or food source. Murray neighborhoods looking to get chickens need to see the opportunity as having a great outdoor pet that makes breakfast and not as a business opportunity or food supply. No one wants a chicken factory next door, and the proposed ordinance covers the approved numbers per square foot. I would recommend people do their research and look at chickens that are best suited for their situation. People with chickens want to consider most domestic breeds like Plymouth Rock, Cochin, or Brahma. People need to understand that their pet chickens have personalities and will bond with them. Chickens will no longer produce eggs, should not be released or surrendered to an animal facility. Just like the family dog or cat, we have the responsibility to protect and care for these animals throughout their lifespan. I vote in support of responsible residential chickens and hope anti-chicken residents will see that the chickens will not disturb their property. Jan.
This is from Jessica Kyle. I am writing regarding the zoning change request for Sports Mall, RC Willey, and 5300 South State Street properties. I do not live directly next to these locations, but have lived in Murray City for over 40 years, so I am familiar with the properties. I understand the need to update these locations to allow for different types of commercial business because Murray City has an abundance of big box stores that are closing. The city needs to adapt to changing economic conditions that no longer support such store locations. The purpose of my letter is not to be in favor or against these zoning changes. I have two questions for the economic development staff and the council. First, what is the purpose of the Murray City Master Plan if it is rarely followed? All three of these properties are zoned commercial in the master plan, not mixed use. I have followed Planning Commission meetings rather closely over the last few years, and it is quite apparent that whenever there is a zoning change request, whether in alignment with the master plan or not, it gets approved. It gives the appearance that the city is chasing money rather than making changes for the long-term benefit of the community. Second, what is the long-term plan for high-density mixed-use housing? Again, based upon changes recommended by the economic development staff, almost every time a piece of land opens up that is large enough for a high-density condo complex or mixed-use development, it gets approved. There does not appear to be any long-term strategy on where these types of developments would be in the city or how many. Again, it creates the appearance that the city is chasing money. Finally, it is frustrating that necessary data about these developments is not provided to the council prior to voting. For example, in the previous Committee of the Whole meeting, council members were asked about the impact to traffic for these developments. The response was, we do not know. We assess that after the fact. This is like putting the cart before the horse. Bad information or lack of information equals poor city planning. I appreciate your service to Murray City.
Patty?
Okay, this is from Jessica Lucero. Dear Murray City Council members, I am in favor of a resolution establishing the Diversity and Inclusion Ad Hoc Advisory Task Force. Our city and state's demographics are changing. In order to be more inclusive and provide equitable access, Murray needs to examine its programming, policies, and procedures. Creating this task force will establish that Murray cares for all its citizens and that members of the board are working to understand the differing needs of the constituencies in its entirety, especially those underrepresented and who do not often have a seat at the table. Examining policies and actively creating opportunities to engage with and listen to constituents is vital to the future of our community. Please vote yes to this resolution. Sincerely, Jessica Miller, or Jessica Lucero.
The next comment we have is from Tim Richardson. To whom it may concern, please vote no on the proposed rezoning for the land located at the RC Willey location. My obvious concern is because I live next to the property under review. In parentheses, he gives his address, 772 Labrum Avenue, behind Make-A-Wish. While my experience with Make-A-Wish was overall positive and felt the city was concerned about the residential effect, there were still some things that slipped through the cracks of what was agreed on and then implemented. So this is a concern for me for the RC Willey space. I would ask this council to think first of the people instead of the money aspects for the city. People and residents make Murray what it is and has become. There are so many people that return to Murray because of its value and people that reside here. If the decision makers for Murray are concerned only for money, then we will be one of those cities that has its heyday and then people will move on because the value of home and quality of living decreases. I am one of those people that have lived here mainly my whole life because of the tight-knit community. If this decision goes the wrong way in pursuit of financial goals instead of community and residential goals, I guarantee this will impact the long-term commitment of the residents and eventually lead into high turnover residents. I am directly concerned about my view and would have you refer to Roe Greenhall's document where he so eloquently explained the distance desired. Also, I am very concerned with making my street a through street instead of a dead end. This will definitely impact my decision as a long-term resident. Thanks for listening to my concerns and would ask that you think sincerely about what's best for the community and not for the money. Take a second to think if this change, you would not mind being your neighbor. Sincerely, Tim Richardson. And Jan, you have the next two.
My name is William Paul Miller, and I live at 724 Tripp Lane in Murray. I just wanted to voice my support for the resolution adopting the Diversity and Inclusion Task Force. Upon moving to Utah, my wife and I were warned by former residents of Utah that we may not feel accepted or welcome in Utah. Thankfully, my family has not felt any sort of exclusion since moving to Utah, and I believe that is due in large part to the broader Murray community. I want all Murray residents to feel included and have access to services that I have enjoyed as a Murray resident. And this is from Bo Tilley. As I have looked through the proposal, I have a few questions that you might have answered in past meetings, but would like some clarification. And this has to do with the Murray City Center District. What is the percentage of affordable housing units? What is the impact on surrounding schools, fire department, police department? What is the impact on the flow of traffic? What is the appeal to higher net worth individuals? Why are we using an out-of-state developer and not a local? Due to time constraints today, I'm not able to provide some ideas and thoughts with my questions, but will at a later time. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to the responses. And I have sent this on to Melinda, and she will get in touch with Bo.
Okay, the next comment we have is from Richard Seeger. City Council, my name is Richard Seeger, and I live on 753 Labrum Avenue. Many of the properties on Winchester and 9th East surrounding the R.C. Willey properties have been rezoned as R&B from residential, and the resulting buildings have mostly been a net positive for the area. Changing the properties in question from CD to MU is a little different, but still asks the same question. What types of zoning and buildings do we want to provide as a buffer to residential zoning? MU zoning has the potential to offer a lot of surrounding residences, but it also can result with a lot of harm. I am sure many of my neighbors will bring up issues such as the problematic stormwater drainage between Labrum Avenue and R.C. Willey, and the fact that the surrounding houses are generally lower in elevation than the R.C. Willey property. The elevation differences has real potential for light, noise, and visual pollution from any new structures. The elevation difference will also exacerbate the minimal standoff distance required between zoning transition. 10 feet or 25 feet will probably not seem adequate when you're towering over the adjacent houses. Traffic congestion and safety is also a concern when you transition from one lightly trafficked furniture store to a mixed-use zoning with the potential for high-density housing. I realize that this meeting is merely to discuss the zoning and not the design of any proposed structures. However, the location and size of the properties require us to think of the potential impact of this change and the vision of the involved land developers. Finally, I noticed in section 17.161.060 for mixed-use height regulations that the document does not limit the authority of the Planning Commission or Community and Economic Development staff to place additional restrictions on the building materials, design, etc., based on the surrounding land use. I would urge those bodies to take that ability into consideration with this proposed land development.
And this comment is from Moses Rogers. We own one of the houses directly east of the sports mall bubble. We have been given no information on the plans for the property or how it will be used or changed with the new zoning, and how that will ultimately affect our property values and enjoyment of our property. What is being proposed that would require the zoning change? And I can follow up with him tomorrow.
Okay, and our final comment for tonight is from Amanda Rogers. Hi there, my family and I live in a house on Revere Drive directly behind the sports mall. We have lived here for 18 years. If the sports mall property is sold to developers for apartments, how large will the complex be? For example, how many stories tall? Will people be able to peer down into our yard and invade our privacy? Will this development block my view of the sun in the evening? Cast unwanted shadows on my property? Pollution in the night? How will all of this affect the homes directly behind the land? And that is it for citizen comments this evening.
Thank you for everybody that's commented. You guys did a great job in reading them. We had quite a few. We'll move on to the consent agenda. And Mayor, how do you want to do that? You have 2 for the Ethics Commission and 3 for Senior Center. You want to break them up into 2 sets, or you want to do them all at once?
Let's go ahead and do them all.
Okay, I'll read them all then. The consent agenda, consider confirmation of the mayor's reappointment of Todd Allen to the Murray City Ethics Commission for a 3-year term beginning February 19, 2021 and expire February 19, 2024. Consider confirmation of the mayor's reappointment of Susan Gregory to the Murray City Ethics Commission for a 3-year term beginning February 19, 2021, expire February 19, 2024. Consider confirmation of the mayor's reappointment of Richard Clark to the Murray Senior Rec Center for a 3-year term beginning February 1st, 2021, expire January 30th, 2024. Consider confirmation of the mayor's reappointment of Sandra Jones to the Murray Senior Rec Center for 3-year term beginning February 1st, 2021, expiring January 30th, 2024. consider confirmation of the mayor's appointment of Carl Scranton to the Murray City Senior Recreation Center for a 3-year term, beginning February 1st, 2021, expire January 30th, 2024. Mayor Camp.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate the opportunity to bring these names to you this evening. As the chairman mentioned, there are 5 individuals, 4 of which are reappointments. We really appreciate all those who are willing to be reappointed and continue their service. Then we have one new one tonight. I'm going to just briefly run through once again these. There we go. These individuals, the 2 on the Ethics Commission, Todd Allen and Susan Gregory. They are both starting their 2nd term for a 3-year term. And then for the Senior Recreation Center, Richard Clark starting his 2nd term. And also we have Sandra Jones, and these are both from February 1st to 2021 until January 30th, 2024. And then this evening we have a new appointment to the Senior Recreation Center, Carl Shatton. Carl will be replacing Jenny Martin, who served on the Senior Recreation Center board for 2 3-year terms, so a total of 6 years. We appreciate her service, and Carl has agreed to replace Jenny on that committee. So, and Carl is on this meeting this evening. If you would like to recognize him or have him say anything at the conclusion, we appreciate that. He's been very patient. We told him he'd be near the first of the meeting. So I just ask you for your approval of the consent agenda this evening.
Carl, would you like to say something? Thanks for sticking around.
I have really been interested in what has been going on. I've been to several city meetings in person, mostly from property rezoning, things like that. So I found the meeting very interesting, and I looked at this as an opportunity to be able to give something back to the senior center. I've been a member over there for probably 8 years, at least 6 years, 2 years before my wife passed away, and then the last 4 years since. So, and it's been a marvelous organization to be a part of, and so I looked at this as just an and I do want to thank you for your service. It's been an enjoyable meeting. I have enjoyed listening to what's been going on.
Okay, thank you, Carl. Murray is fortunate. We have a great group of volunteers, and they continue to serve. And with that, I'll look for a motion on the consent agenda.
All right, I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda. I'm not going to list all those things. You already did that, Dale. So as written, a motion to adopt.
And I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Brooke?
Ms. Dominguez.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. House.
Absolutely. Welcome, everyone. And Carl, welcome. And aye.
Ms. Martinez.
Aye.
And Mr. Cox.
Aye. Okay, we'll move on. We have a public hearing. We'll consider an ordinance related to the land use amendments of the zoning map from GO to CD from properties located on approximately 192 East 45th South, Murray, Utah. Melinda Greenwood and Jared Hall presenting.
Thank you, council members and Mayor. I told Melinda I would take care of this tonight, so I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen, some slides about this, if that's all right. Can you all see that okay? All right. So this is a request. It's two requests actually. One request to amend the zoning map from general office to CD commercial development at 192 East, 4500 South. This is the property you can see in the aerial photo right here, 4500 South North. It's on the south side. It has been used, excuse me, commercially in the past, but it's been purchased by a gentleman who wants to run it for alterations and tailoring. That particular use is not allowed in the GO zone, which you can see here. This is the zoning map. It's right on the edge of CD zoning. There's more CD zoning up near the corner of Atwood Boulevard that connects out to 4500 South. These particular lots in the middle are still zoned general office, as is the subject property. In the general plan that you can see here as well, this is that edge of commercial zoning, and then Atwood Boulevard, where we have some more commercial zoning as well. And all these are blue on that previous map, including the subject property. But this snip is from the future land use map in the general plan that shows all of those properties in the general commercial category as opposed to office. In the 2017 general plan update, the city identified these frontage properties along the south side of 4500 South as good commercial opportunities in the future and wanted to give folks the option of either using them for office or using them for commercial and retail. So that zone change from this office to CD zoning is supported by the general plan's future land use map. And staff recommended to the Planning Commission that they should recommend approval of that, which they did actually after a public hearing on November 19th. We did send out 39 public notices. We did not receive any public comments related to those notices, nor any at the meeting as well. The Planning Commission voted 6-0 to recommend that approval, finding that these three findings, that the requested zone change is available in the code and that it's been considered based on the surrounding area and supported by the general plan. So we are recommending, along with the commission again, that the council approve that zone change based on those findings tonight. Do you have any questions for staff?
Does anyone have any questions? Okay, we'll open the public hearing. The public hearing is open. Do we have any comments?
We did not receive any comments for this public hearing.
Okay, with that, I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the council for discussion or motion.
We also, we have the applicant on the line.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he'd like to say anything.
Okay, would the applicant like to speak to this?
Hi, how are you guys? Yeah, just I'm waiting here for if they have any comments or anything on that property.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for the applicant? It doesn't look like it. Okay, I'll bring it back to the council for a motion.
Kat, I just love your smile. You're just waiting for someone and you're almost ready to, if there's no other question, I'll move to motion to approve an ordinance relating to land use amends the zoning map from GO to CD for the properties located approximately 192 East, 4500 South, Murray City, Utah.
I've got a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion and seconded. Brooke?
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hels?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
And Mr. Cox?
Aye. Motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Have a nice night. And thank you.
You do the same.
Thanks.
Okay, we have two more items on the public hearing that have been postponed. One would be the property known as RC Willie, the other one, the sports mall. They've both been postponed. So we'll move on to business items. consider a resolution approving the city council's appointment of representatives to the boards and committees. Diane Turner presenting.
Okay. Chair Cox, I have a problem here. I don't have a list. I don't know what happened to my list, but anyway, do you happen to have one of the committees and boards?
I don't. Jennifer or Jan, do you?
It should be printed on the back of your.
I can share my screen.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Is it there?
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. It's probably here somewhere, but I couldn't find it. Okay, we had talked about this before, and we have the list of Councilmember Rosalba Dominguez to the Association of Municipal Councils, Councilmember Dale Cox and Councilmember Brett Hales to the Capital Improvement Program, Councilmember Kat Martinez to the Utah League of Cities and Towns, and Councilmember Dale Cox to the Chamber of Commerce Board. Was there another one? Was there just 4?
No, there's 5. Councilmember Pat Martinez to Economic.
Oh, there it is.
There you go. Okay.
To the Economic Task Force. Okay, so I guess we need to have a motion to approve the appointments.
Hey, are you saying that mine didn't work last time?
That's what I hear.
Yeah, that's what I hear too. JL,
I felt the attorney's blood pressure go up from here.
Oh my goodness.
I'll make it. Are there any questions about that? I'll make a motion if there's no questions.
I've got one question. Is the CIP on this or is it on a different thing?
No, it's on there. It says Capital Improvement Program, CIP.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Good enough.
Dale Cox and Brett Hales, Capital Improvement Program number 2. So you're there.
So all right. I'll make a motion if there's no questions, Diane.
Sure, that'd be great.
Okay, I'm going to do like what Diane said. I'm not going to read them all. I'll just make a motion that we approve. Let me word it properly. Hold on. That we approve the resolution of the City Council's appointment of representatives to boards and committees, to those that were just mentioned.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Is there discussion? Okay, Brooke.
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hales?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Cox?
Aye. All right, that resolution passes. Next, consider a resolution establishing a diversity and inclusion ad hoc advisory task force.
So the timing of this coming forward for a vote the day after we celebrated and honored Dr. King feels right. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had many powerful quotes about lots of things, but one of them was about love, and it's, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." And I wanted to read that one today because I heard another amazing quote today about love, and it was from Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, who is a fierce Black woman representative federally. I think she's from Massachusetts, but she said, "Policy is our love language." And I just absolutely love that. That spoke to me today. And so we must put our love into action. And I really liked that. So we need this task force in Murray. And the need comes from it because we need to examine and research our current city processes, practices, and policies. We need to ensure all residents have equal access to Murray's diverse range of services and community celebrations and events. In order to do that effectively, we must provide community members who have been historically excluded a seat at the table and a forum, an official forum for sharing their experiences and offer suggestions to the council and mayor. And so for that reason, I bring this diversity and inclusion task force forward. And I'll turn it back over.
Thank you, Kat. Do we have any questions for Kat? Seeing no questions,
yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Just a comment. I wanted to commend Kat on creating this committee. I think, well, the ad hoc advisory task force. Anyway, I think it's a wonderful addition to our city, and I really appreciate the work that has gone into it. So, Kat, good job, and thank you so much for doing this.
And Kat, what a great time to be able to move forward with this from yesterday's. I appreciate you bringing that up. I mean, what a greatest individuals that's ever lived. So, I mean, for you to be able to do this at this timing is perfect.
Okay with that, yeah. I'm looking for a motion because there's no more comments.
Okay, then I'm going to make that motion.
Do I have a second?
No, I haven't done that yet. I'm sorry. I apologize. Sorry, I was getting ready. Sorry, Dale.
Oh, you were just being brief. I'm sorry.
No, I'll be brief. But I move that we motioned that we approve a resolution establishing the Diversity and Inclusion Ad Hoc Advisory Task Force.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Brooke?
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Hels?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
And Mr. Cox?
Aye. With that, it passes unanimously. Good job, Kat. We'll move on to the mayor's report and questions. Mayor?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a couple of things this evening. First of all, this dry, warmer than normal weather has allowed for our road construction projects to continue. The crews have been able to continue with road crack sealing and sidewalk repairs, which is pretty unusual for this time of year. In Murray Park, the crews will be pouring footings for Pavilion 5 near the end of this week. So that project's moving along also. Also wanted to let the council know that the city is working on an agreement with Test Utah. Council member, sorry, Council Member Martinez, I had one of those vapor locks there for a second, sorry, Kat, had hooked Phil up with us, and he was there looking for a place to provide drive-through COVID testing here in Murray, and we will be setting that up in the parking lot of the Senior Recreation Center. We currently don't have an opening date for that, working out the details, but that will be available soon to the public. Salt Lake County was scheduled to begin a project to stabilize the bank of the Jordan River near the Nature Center, as we reported in council communications. I want to let you know that that project now has been postponed for a few weeks. They are still working on getting the proper permits that they need to get that accomplished, so that will be postponed. Also, Salt Lake County is dredging the creek in Murray Park, just below the amphitheater on that bend where it collects the sand. This is done every few years to remove that sand and silt that builds up during the spring runoff. So they're in the process of doing that now, probably through the week, just to make you aware of that. Also want to make you aware that the Cultural Arts and the History Advisory Board presented a Zoom webinar last Wednesday, Preservation with Bob Yap. The topic was Preservation Doesn't Cost, It Pays. We had 45 participants that participated in that. And there is another workshop scheduled on February 17th at 6 p.m. The topic will be energy efficiency for old houses and buildings. These webinars are limited to the first 100 participants. I'm sure that has to do with the Zoom license. So anyone that is interested can call the Parks office or email Lori Edmonds for more information and to register. You can get that information either on the website or on the Facebook page. So we want to invite everyone that's interested in that. I understand that Councilmember Dominguez participated in that. Is that right?
Yeah, I came on like 15 minutes at the end in the middle of our other meeting. So it was very informative, and I didn't realize he had his own PBS show. And I found myself watching him because of our old house. So there's a lot of great suggestions that he gave to upkeep your old home. So it was nice.
Okay, great. Those are some of the things that we're able to do during this COVID that we're doing through Zoom, through webinar. So anyway, we're pretty proud of our well, not just that our Parks and Rec staff, but all of our city employees for being able to keep things going during this COVID and being creative on how we're getting things done. So with that, I don't have anything else. I'll just entertain any questions you might have.
Do we have any questions for the mayor? Seeing none, before we sign off, I just want to take one more opportunity to thank Jan for everything she's done for all of us. And you've got a great time ahead of you, and I want you to enjoy it. And with that, this meeting is adjourned.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Dale.
Thank you.